Milk and yogurt aren't just innocent breakfast staples after 40. They can be the quiet reason your jeans feel tighter and your skin looks worse. If you've cut calories, moved more, and still get stubborn belly fat or sudden breakouts, this could explain it. Here's the good news. You don't need a radical diet, just a smart test and simple swaps. In this video, you'll see why dairy can trigger inflammation, bloating, and insulin spikes as we age, and how small changes can reverse that. Real people's stories. A 47-year-old who stopped her nightly yogurt and lost bloating and saw clearer skin in 3 weeks. A man who replaced milk and coffee and dropped persistent belly fat without extra exercise. Quick details, no jargon. Milk contains natural hormones and proteins that can nudge your body toward holding on to fat and ramp up oil production in the skin. Many flavored yogurts hide sugar that feeds weight gain. Also, our ability to digest lactose often drops with age, so what felt fine at 25 can cause trouble at 45. Practical plan you can try today. Start with a 30-day dairy pause. Swap flavored yogurt for unsweetened plant yogurt or cottage protein alternatives. Replace milk and coffee with almond or oat, and track sleep, skin, and waist measurements. First, we'll walk you through exact swaps, a sample day of meals, and how to troubleshoot cravings. Stick around, try the first swap tonight, and see how your body responds in 2 weeks. You might be surprised. 1. Why dairy becomes problematic after 40. Midlife brings real shifts in digestion, hormones, and how your body handles calories, and dairy often stops behaving like a harmless staple. Many people over 40 find milk and yogurt suddenly lead to bloating, stubborn weight around the waist, or flare-ups of acne and redness. These are not imagined symptoms. They follow from concrete physiological changes that make lactose, milk proteins, and added sugars harder to manage than they were in your 20s. Start with the gut. The enzyme that breaks down lactose tends to decline with age in lots of people. So the same glass of milk that once felt normal can now cause gas, bloating, and a feeling of being puffy. That discomfort can look and feel like weight gain even if the scale barely moves. At the same time, midlife hormonal shifts, changes in estrogen, progesterone, and metabolic hormones, alter fat storage and insulin sensitivity. Dairy can interact with those systems in 2 ways: by adding extra calories and sugars, especially from flavored yogurts and lattes, and by influencing hormones like insulin and growth factors that affect skin oil production. Observational studies have linked milk intake to acne in some adults, likely through hormonal and inflammatory pathways, so breakouts that didn't happen before can reappear. Break the pattern with targeted swaps and small tests. Remove obvious sources first: flavored yogurts, cream-heavy coffee drinks, and dairy-based desserts. Replace them with plain, lower-sugar options or unsweetened plant-based milks and yogurts so you can tell whether symptoms ease. Fermented dairy, like plain yogurt with live cultures, is better tolerated by many people because the bacteria break down some lactose, but added sugar in flavored varieties often offsets that benefit. Reading labels matters. A fruit, yogurt can contain as much sugar as a candy bar. Make it practical in daily life. Keep a simple diary for a few weeks noting what you eat, how your stomach feels, any changes in skin, and how clothes fit. Swap your morning latte for an unsweetened almond or oat alternative 1 week and track bloating and energy. Choose plain Greek-style yogurt topped with fresh berries and nuts instead of pre-sweetened varieties. When dining out, ask for sauces and dressings on the side. Many contain cream or milk. If you rely on dairy for protein or calcium, plant alternatives. Fortified plant milks, tofu, leafy greens, and nuts can fill nutritional gaps without the same triggers. Take action based on what you discover. If symptoms improve when dairy goes down, try reintroducing a small portion to pinpoint the trigger: milk, cheese, yogurt, or sweetened dairy products. If nothing changes or you have severe reactions, seek guidance from a healthcare provider or registered dietitian to check for lactose intolerance, dairy sensitivity, or other causes, and to make sure nutrient needs are met. Small experiments often reveal big wins. Clearer skin, less bloating, and easier weight control can follow from a few deliberate swaps. 2. How dairy affects hormones, inflammation, and skin. 3. Connection between dairy, weight gain, and bloating. 4. Signs your body no longer tolerates dairy. Many people over 40 notice their skin breaks out more easily, and their joints or belly feel off after regular milk or yogurt. Dairy isn't just a source of calcium and protein. It brings biologically active compounds into the body. Milk carries trace amounts of bovine hormones and stimulates production of a growth-promoting hormone in humans called IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1. That rise in IGF-1, together with milk's strong insulin response from whey and casein proteins, can push oil glands to overproduce sebum and speed skin cell turnover, two key drivers of acne and clogged pores. At the same time, some people's immune systems recognize casein or other milk proteins as irritating, which triggers low-grade inflammation that shows up as redness, puffiness, or eczema flares. Simple example: a breakfast of a sweetened yogurt and latte can spike insulin and IGF-1 more than a bowl of oats with berries, and some women report more forehead breakouts within days. If inflammation and hormone signaling are the problem, reducing the trigger is the straightforward solution. Swapping out conventional dairy for lactose-free or plant-based alternatives, or choosing fermented dairy like plain kefir or Greek yogurt, often helps because fermentation reduces lactose and changes protein structure. Choosing harder, aged cheeses can also reduce lactose exposure since aging breaks down sugars. For skin specifically, lowering dairy intake tends to reduce oiliness and inflammation in many people. For others, switching to low-sugar, unsweetened options makes the biggest difference. Keep in mind that low-fat dairy sometimes increases insulin response compared with full-fat versions, and flavored dairy products often hide a lot of added sugar that fuels both weight gain and acne. Weight gain and bloating frequently go hand in hand with dairy sensitivity. Lactose intolerance, the inability to fully digest the milk sugar lactose because of reduced lactase enzyme activity, is common and becomes more likely with age. Undigested lactose ferments in the colon, producing gas, cramps, and that heavy, bloated feeling. Beyond lactase issues, inflammation or immune reactions to dairy proteins can alter gut motility and fluid balance, leading to stubborn water retention around the midsection and changes in appetite regulation. Practical, everyday examples include the person who blames slow metabolism while their daily midday yogurt and evening cheese board keep them bloated and slightly heavier week to week. Also consider flavored yogurts and milky coffees. Those extra sugars add calories and drive insulin, which can favor fat storage, especially around the belly. Learn the signs your body no longer tolerates dairy so you can act on them. Watch for patterns: consistent bloating or gas within a few hours of eating dairy, recurring acne or eczema flares after meals that include milk or yogurt, persistent nasal congestion or sinus pressure that clears when dairy is reduced, and unexplained joint stiffness or fatigue after dairy-heavy days. Another red flag is abrupt changes in digestion, such as new or worsening loose stools or constipation, that coincide with dairy consumption. Keep it simple. Take notes or photos of your skin and jot down meals and symptoms for a short trial where you remove obvious dairy sources. Try swaps like oat or almond milk in coffee, unsweetened coconut or soy yogurt, and hard cheeses in small amounts to see if symptoms ease. Start small and be methodical. Problem: skin breakouts, bloating, or slow weight change that won't budge. Solution: remove obvious dairy sources and cut back on flavored, sugary dairy items. Details: monitor insulin spiking foods. Choose fermented or low-lactose dairy if you don't want to quit entirely, and pay attention to product labels for whey, casein, and added sugars. Practical integration: keep a short symptom diary, try plant-based milks and plain yogurts, and focus on whole food swaps like nut butters, leafy greens, and fortified alternatives for calcium. Call to action: if symptoms improve, keep going. If they don't, bring your notes to a healthcare pro to check for other causes and to ensure you're meeting nutrients like calcium and vitamin D while you experiment. 5. Best dairy alternatives for women over 40. Many women notice that milk or regular yogurt start to cause bloating, breakouts, or sluggishness after 40. Lactose intolerance becomes more common with age, and dairy can also be a hidden source of added hormones and saturated fat for some people. The good news is that you don't have to give up creamy coffee, smooth yogurt bowls, or silky sauces. There are plant-based options that protect bone and heart health while often easing digestion and calming skin. Switching to fortified, unsweetened plant milks and dairy-free yogurts is the simplest fix. Soy and pea milks are the best stand-ins when you still need protein. They behave most like cow's milk in recipes and give that staying power in a breakfast smoothie. Oat milk foams beautifully for lattes and lends a naturally sweet, creamy texture. Great for coffee lovers who want a familiar mouthfeel. Almond milk is light and very low in protein, which makes it a smart choice for lower-calorie shakes, but less ideal if you rely on milk for midday satiety. Coconut milk brings a rich, silky quality to curries and puddings, but it's higher in saturated fats, so use it as a flavor boost rather than your daily pour. Yogurt lovers don't have to miss probiotics. Look for dairy-free yogurts made from soy, pea, or coconut that list live and active cultures on the label. These can support digestive balance much like traditional yogurt. If protein is essential after workouts or to keep hunger at bay, choose soy or pea-based yogurts, or aim for Greek-style plant yogurts, which are often thicker and higher in protein. Read labels carefully. Many plant milks are fortified with calcium and vitamin D to help maintain bone strength, but not all brands add the same nutrients. Always opt for unsweetened varieties to avoid extra sugar that can worsen weight and skin issues. Practical swaps make the transition painless. Replace your morning latte with oat milk for a creamy cup that feels indulgent. Blend a soy or pea milk smoothie with spinach, frozen berries, and a scoop of protein powder to protect muscle as you age. Make overnight chia pudding with almond milk and top it with nuts and seeds for extra calcium and healthy fats. When cooking, substitute a plant milk 1-for-1 in soups, sauces, and mash. Silken tofu or blended cashews also thicken and enrich savory dishes without dairy. For yogurt parfaits, layer coconut or soy yogurt with fruit and a sprinkle of flax seeds to add omega-3s for skin health. Try a targeted 2-week experiment. Swap all cow's milk and yogurt for fortified, unsweetened alternatives, and keep a short diary tracking digestion, skin changes, energy, and weight. Check nutrition panels and prioritize products with added calcium and vitamin D, live cultures, and adequate protein when needed. If you're worried about nutrients, combine these swaps with leafy greens, canned oily fish, fortified tofu, legumes, or a targeted supplement after consulting a healthcare provider. Small, mindful swaps can protect bones, reduce inflammation, and leave you feeling lighter. So pick one daily change today and notice the difference. 6. Easy swaps and what results to expect. Lactose intolerance becomes more common with age, and many people over 40 report bloating, irregular digestion, or flare-ups of acne after consuming milk and yogurt. For some, dairy also adds unexpected calories or saturated fat that make weight control harder, especially when metabolism slows. These are real, everyday problems. The latte you drink every morning, the mid-afternoon yogurt snack, and the cheese on your evening salad can add up and influence both your waistline and your skin, depending on how your body reacts. The easiest solution is swapping rather than cutting out. Small, sustainable changes beat dramatic eliminations. Replace cow's milk in coffee and cereal with unsweetened plant milks like almond, soy, or oat. Each carries different strengths. Soy and pea-based milks tend to match dairy for protein, while unsweetened almond milk is usually lower in calories. For yogurt, choose plant-based options that list live cultures on the label so you still get probiotic benefits. When you want a cheese-like texture, try nut-based spreads or nutritional yeast for savory flavor. Details matter when you want results. If bloating is your main complaint, many people notice reduced discomfort within days to a week after removing lactose-containing milk. Fermented dairy can be easier for some, but plant-based fermented yogurts avoid lactose altogether. Skin often needs more time. Skin cell turnover is typically a month, so expect to see changes in tone and fewer breakouts over several weeks, not overnight. For weight, swapping a whole milk latte for an unsweetened plant milk version or choosing lower sugar yogurts reduces daily calories. Sustained small reductions are what produce gradual, maintainable weight loss. Practical integration should be simple and realistic. Start by changing one habit. Use unsweetened almond or soy milk in your morning coffee for a week. Next week, replace your yogurt breakfast with a dairy-free yogurt topped with berries and a tablespoon of seeds, or blend silken tofu into a smoothie for extra protein. Use cashew cream or blended cauliflower to make sauces and dressings creamy without dairy. When shopping, read labels. Look for unsweetened. Check protein content if that's important, and choose products fortified with calcium and vitamin D when possible. Dining out? Ask baristas for plant milk options and request dressings on the side. Track outcomes and be intentional. Keep a simple log. Know what you ate, any bloating or skin changes, energy levels, and weight trends. Take a photo of your skin at the start and revisit weekly. If your main goal is clearer skin, give the swap at least 1 to 2 skin cycles, about 4 to 8 weeks, before judging results. If weight is the aim, combine swaps with small changes in portion size and movement. Dietary swaps alone help, but they work best as part of a consistent routine. Take action now. Pick one dairy swap to try tomorrow and commit to it for 2 weeks. Pay attention, adjust as needed, and consult a healthcare provider if you have strong reactions or nutritional concerns. Small, smart swaps can lead to reduced bloating, steadier energy, clearer skin, and better control over calories, one daily change at a time. If you've noticed more belly bloat, stubborn weight, or stubborn breakouts since turning 40, you're not imagining it. For a lot of people, milk and yogurt can quietly make those problems worse. Key takeaways. Many adults lose the enzymes to digest lactose. Dairy can trigger inflammation and acne for some, and hormones and milk proteins may nudge weight and oil production in the wrong direction. The good news: you don't have to give up comfort or nutrition. Start with a simple experiment. Cut out all dairy for 2-4 weeks and watch what changes. Swap regular milk for oat or almond milk. Trade yogurt for coconut or soy-based cultures, and replace cheese finishes with avocado, nuts, or nutritional yeast. Make sure you're still getting calcium and vitamin D from leafy greens, fortified plant milks, canned salmon, or a supplement if your doctor recommends it. If you absolutely love dairy, try Lactose drops or low lactose products and see if they help. Here's what practical change looks like in everyday life. Swap your morning latte to oat milk. Make a chia pudding with almond milk for a creamy snack. Toss nutritional yeast on roasted veggies instead of cheese, and add fermented foods like kimchi or sauerkraut to support gut health without dairy. Track your skin and energy in a quick note app. Small wins like fewer pimples or less mid-afternoon bloat often show up in just a couple of weeks. If you're ready, try a 14-day dairy-free challenge and note what shifts. Share your experience in the comments. What changed for you? What was hard? And what surprised you? If this helped, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos where first we'll walk through the best plant-based proteins after 40, a 7-day anti-inflammatory meal plan, and skin-friendly grocery swaps. You deserve to feel lighter and clearer. Start small, be curious, and first will be here with the next steps.